Okay, I will call the meeting to order. I'll begin by acknowledging we're in Treaty 1 territory in the traditional homeland of the Métis Nation. My name is Neil Harden. I'm chairing today's panel. With me is Gisela Rempel to my left and Richard Whitbread to my far left. The assessor today is Stephen Lobenstein, and the recording secretary is Belen Rojo. We will be hearing applications for revision of assessment rule in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we'll limit discussions to those matters. The statements of the applicants or the assessor make at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the board. The board is appointed annually by council and is independent of it and in the city administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order to mail to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or classification, or to the Court of Queen's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information how to do so will be included with the board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the matters to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions the applicant may have, and the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You'll receive the order by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are recorded and will be part of the public record. Okay, so Belen, can you do the honors?
Stephen Lobenstein.
Your friend there is about to present the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you. Please state your full name.
Marcelo Navarro.
You swear the evidence about to present the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you.
Okay, so the first property on today's docket is 1535 Inkster. So you can proceed.
Sure. Roll number is 14064071400. The assessed value is $4,059,000. Before you start, I think Marcelo is going to ask for a German or German, basically saying we basically are coming out. There's $1 million being put into this building right now, so there will probably be a sub coming out. Possibly we need to go inspect it and look at it. So there's a small addition going on the back of it for a wastewater treatment room. So.
Okay.
Tomorrow is the last day.
Are you going to be asking for adjournments?
We are asking for an adjournment. Actually, we have stuff going beyond that date.
Okay, I will
Yeah.
double check.
Okay. So this supplemental is imminent?
Again, I'm not 100% sure. It very well could be. We haven't gone out and inspected this yet. We don't know if it's completed. We haven't, this just kind of came across my desk right before the hearing here. So all we know is that there's a permit out for $1 million, and it's not a large addition. It's only about just under 1,000 square feet. So
If I may interject here, I had a previous property, very similar situation, 4,000 Portage Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Almost exactly the same circumstances. There was a pending sub for a new addition. They were building a new funeral home at this location, and the assessor had indicated to me prior to the hearing that there was there was a new building on there. So what I did was I made the arrangements for the assessor to actually go inspect the property. They went out and inspected the property and then issued a supplementary. But in that process, we also asked for an adjournment on it, simply because we know that this is there, it's coming. So what we have here is not physically the same anymore.
Yeah, there is case law from the municipal board that says a supplemental will render the original appeal null and void. So is that, I'm just concerned is if the sup is imminent or.
Yeah,
or we don't have a
and that's the
period of
reason
time.
for it, is that, I mean, in terms of this particular property, I know in the next couple of weeks, we're not gonna be doing very much because our realty has come to an end. So certainly I can call up Stephen, and if, you know, they need to send someone out there, I can certainly arrange that for them and make the process, expedite the process a little bit, speed it up, and that way, in terms of an adjournment, we're not really talking about a long lag. Certainly, we don't want to move this into the, you know, late spring or summer. We want this to happen as quickly as possible. So certainly, we can arrange that for them to have it
Yeah.
inspected and,
Okay, my concern was just, is there going to be a period of time where the original assessment will apply for the calendar year?
right. And I guess that certainly depends on their timeframe. In terms of inspection, I can have an inspection for them quite quickly if they.
You had a question, Richard?
Well, it's along those lines. In fact, the reference date is
Approaching.
what you'd be concerned about. Would you not confirm it pending the supplementary?
We could ask for confirmation, yes. I think that would probably make it easier. Yeah.
It wouldn't leave us in limbo then.
We have 21 days. The only difference is with the adjournment is that, I mean, it's not really a big issue, but I mean, I know that the clients are always looking to save money, and when they don't have to pay for an appeal fee for the same property, for the same reference year, that's, I guess, the only reason that we look at adjournments, but I can certainly, if you're not comfortable with an adjournment, I can certainly ask for a confirmation.
Okay. Do you know the stage of the construction then? Is it?
It's a 2018 permit,
It's
so.
a 2018 permit. Like I said, I have inspected it, I know it's a 2018 permit, and I don't know the stage of the construction, so it obviously was, like, the size of it's not substantial, but I guess what they're putting in is fairly substantial, like, it's $1 million permit on a $4 million property, so.
They will have to. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we'll take a minute to confer then. on that.
We're comfortable, I mean, I'm comfortable with either
Confirmation?
confirmation, adjournment.
I
If
think
it's
you're gonna have
confirmation.
to appeal either way. You're gonna have to.
Yeah,
appeal
we're
again.
gonna have to appeal either way.
So it's not gonna save your client any money
Yeah.
adjourning.
Well, then we'll just, I'm more comfortable with the confirmation
Okay.
until we know an exact date when it might be completed. Okay. 1865 Burrows.
The roll number is 14064620700. The assessed value is $3,536,000. I have a recommendation for $3,162,000. That is based off of $4.35 a square foot for the rent, keeping all other parameters the same. So that would be $3,162,000 rounded.
How you feel about that one?
Okay.
Do you have a new NOI for that?
Yeah. The NOI would be $221,322.
Thank you.
221,
322.
322. Okay. $1632 Church.
22,100. It's $2 million, the assessed value is $2,293,000. Then I have a verbal recommendation for $1,980,000. That's changing the rent from $5 to $5.69 a square foot. Apply to the 26,404 leasable area that we have. And so that would be $1,980,000, and we give an NOI of $138,615. So 138,615.
How do you feel about that number?
Good.
Okay. Paramount Road.
At 60 Paramount Road, we have a roll number of 140-628-73500. The assessed value is $1,961,000. I have a verbal recommendation for $1,504,000. So that's with an NOI of $105,258. And that is applying the 7% capitalization rate to that NOI.
Okay, so reduced rent,
Yes.
and how do you feel about that, Michelle?
Good.
Okay. Flipping the page. 205 Shepherd.
Okay. So yeah, the roll number is 140-416-22000, 205 Shepherd. This one will be argued.
Okay.
So we have an assessed value of $2,738,000. There's 4 premises in the building. The effective year and the actual year built is 1983. Now, we have a wall height here of 10 feet. And I felt that was a little low when I looked at it. So I think, I'm almost positive that was mistakenly put in. Because when I looked at the field notes for our assessment, it says we have a ceiling height of basically 17 feet for the warehouse portion and about 8.5 feet for the finished office area. So I've never really seen a warehouse building with 10-foot ceiling height. And if we just if we take a look at the pictures on page 10 here, the rear of the building, there's some overhead doors there which are, probably 6 to 7, probably 7 feet high, I feel. So I don't believe that this building is 10 feet across, especially when you look at the office area. Again, I haven't inspected it to confirm this, it's just kind of stuck out to me. And again, in our field notes we have, when the place was first constructed, we have actually a wall height of 17 and the finished office area at 8.5. So I'll move forward from there. We have a plan area of 27,603 square feet. The land area is 93,382 square feet. The leasable area is 27,428 square feet for a larger plan of 3.38. So we already looked at some of the pictures, but the location is on Bunting. It's on page 8. You can look at the location. It's in the Inkster Industrial Park between Church and Burroughs. Again, it's a corner lot, so it's got pretty good access to the rear of the building and the front of the building from Shepherd and from Mountain. The overhead doors are obviously at the rear of the building where the trucks can load. There seems to be ample room for trucks to move in and out for the most part. So we're applying on page 4, we're applying a blended rent of $7 a square foot. That blended rent is supported by the rent comparables on page 3. So the rent comparables are somewhat broken up in terms of the premise size. So the leased areas on page 3 range from $4,565 square feet all the way up to 6,000 or 9,317 square feet. And the rents range from $6.50 a square foot up to $8 a square foot. The effective years built range from 1973 up to 1994 up to 2000. And the addresses are in King Edward, Bentonville, Keewatin, Bunting, Mountain, Paramount, Keewatin, Logan, and Ingsburg. So they're all within pretty close proximity to the subject property. Some of them right in the Inkster Industrial Park, such as Bunting and Mountain. So with a potential rent on page 4 of $191,962, we're applying a 3.5 vacancy rate, 2% expenses, and an overall capitalization rate of 6.5%. So at the 2% expenses, again, we have the page 6 or page 17, we have our non-recoverable expense sampling, which justifies the 2%. And on page 16, you can see the capitalization rates on the bottom chart there. And these are actual capitalization rates in the market. And the 6.5% capitalization rate is also supported on page 6 for our capitalization rate. This falls between the 20th and the 80th percentile, a little lower on the 20th percentile at 6.5%. So we feel that the value of $2,738,000 is fair and equitable and should be confirmed. Thank you.
Any questions, Marcelo?
Yes. I'll just point you towards pictures number 9 and pictures number 10. I know that you had stated that you don't think that the wall height here is 10 feet. However, would you say that you haven't confirmed that, correct?
I said I haven't inspected the building, so I haven't confirmed it.
In terms of the comparables that you've also used, it's clear that some of these properties are likely superior as industrial warehouses, correct? Because they do offer, for example, wall heights that are above what we have in our situation.
Yeah, even the ones that even if it is, say, 17 feet, the majority of them are above that.
Okay. Now, would you say that this is your typical warehouse, or is this more of a retail/office type of industrial building?
Well, this falls into the category of like a flex warehouse.
Okay.
So you have finishes in the front, office finishes in the front, and you have a warehouse in the rear. So it's typical in that sense.
But not really being built for, say, your storage type of warehouses that require larger wall heights, racking, that type of stuff.
Sure, no, it's definitely, these ones are not built for a storage warehouse or distribution warehouses in that sense.
Okay, those are my questions.
Okay, Richard, any questions?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Gisela?
I'm just wondering about your page 11, the vacant property.
Yeah.
Do you know how long that's been vacant?
You know what, actually, I looked into that, and I think it's actually fully occupied. This is past the reference date, but as of July 2019, it's fully occupied.
Thank you.
That probably was the Government of Canada unit that was in there. Part of PWGSE, if I remember right. Okay, guess I have no specific questions, so you can proceed, Marcello.
Okay. 205 Shepherd, if you turn to page 2, you can see a street level view of this property. What I can say about this property is I have been in it, and it is not a high wall height. I don't know if it's exactly 10 feet, but it's definitely not built as your typical storage warehouse, like you would see in other parts of the Inkster Industrial Park. This is more suited towards your retail or your office with lower wall heights. There is some shipping in the back, however, it's not really intended for large tractor trailers. It's obviously intended for more smaller, mobile carriers, your vans, that type of shipping. So, in terms of the overall location, as you can see on page 4, it's on the corner of Shepherd and Mountain. It's in Inkster Industrial Park. Built in 1983 with a gross floor area of $27,603, 603 square feet, 93,721 square feet, zone M2. And if you look at our income approach on page 7, we've effectively gone with most of the actual rents in place. We adjusted one of the rents, and that was for the vacant unit that we had. Obviously, that wasn't in 2017. That wasn't actually talked about in the income and expense mailer. However, we agreed with your statement about this being fully occupied, and that's the reason that we've accepted the 3.5% vacancy on it. Shortfall is $375 non-recovered expenses. I don't think we've deviated much from this this year. We've used a 7% non-recovered expense allowance. In terms of the capitalization rate, we haven't gone with a 6.5, we've gone with a 7.25, and that's partly reflective of the type of building that it is. It's your standard, it is a flex warehouse, but intended more for tenancies such as office, smaller distribution, retail, that type of tenancy. In terms of retail and office, it's obviously it's out of the way. So in that sense, we're applying a slightly higher capitalization rate to it. This is not your typical flex warehouse. And the value that we are asking for is $2,253,000. That is my presentation. I'll open for questions.
Questions?
I guess my only question is still the building itself. So it's a flex warehouse. It's broken up as a multi-tenancy building. So there's many. Would you agree that there's many different types of uses you can have in this building?
I would say that typical for an Inkster Industrial Park, this is not your typical situation. So the flex warehouses, obviously, that I see more commonly in Inkster Industrial Park are the larger flex warehouses with larger wall heights, more accommodation in terms of shipping and receiving. However, yes, it is flexible. It can be used for many uses, retail, distribution, office.
So that gives the ability of a building like this to draw many different types of tenants to it, thus lowering the risk for the owner.
So I would say that it's about location. So if you're looking for a bargain, maybe you may go here. Yeah.
Those are my questions.
Any original questions?
No, I'm fine, thanks.
I have no questions, thank you.
Okay, I have no questions. Thank you for that. $1129.5.
So the roll number is 14052283300. The assessed value is $796,000. I have a verbal recommendation for $643,000. That's changing the rent to $4.83 a square foot. This changes the net operating income to $45,030, and we're applying a 7% capitalization rate to come out to the value of $643,000.
How do you feel about that, Michelle?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. 60 Bunting Street.
The roll number is 14063691100. The assessed value is $3,382,000. I have a verbal recommendation for $3,204,000. That's applying a 7% capitalization rate to a net operating income of $224,296. Again, the rec is for $3,204,000.
Okay, how do you feel about that, Michelle?
And I'll also note on this that there was mezzanine area that was missed in the calculation on our part. So we're also recognizing that there is additional space there.
Okay. 1570 Church.
Uh, 1570 Church. The roll number is 14064290100. The assessed value is $1,024,000. I have a verbal recommendation for $971,000. And that would be changing the capitalization rates from 6.4% to a 6.75%. And that's applying to the net operating income of the $65,532. So again, the rec is for $971,000.
And how do you feel, Michelle? Good with it? Okay. Mountain?
1289 Mountain. The roll number is 14041656000. The assessed value is $1,512,000. Applying the I have a recommendation for $1,319,000. Again, that's $1,319,000. That is applying the 6.75 capitalization rate to a net operating income of $89,001. So a 6.75 capitalization rate to an $89,001 NOI.
Okay, the,
Yeah.
accept that. Okay. And the last property for this cycle for me is 70 Paramount.
So 70 Paramount is 14062875100. The assessed value is $734,000. I have a recommendation of $696,000, and that's applying a capitalization rate of the 6.75 to the net operating income of $46,996. So again, that's $696,000 for the assessed value for the recommendation.
Please repeat the NOI.
The NOI is $46,996.
Thank you.
And how do you feel, Michelle?
Good.
Excellent. So that concludes today's hearing then. This time